my gosh.
Oh, welcome to the Crazy Dre Podcast Show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your main man, aka Crazy Crockett, aka Andre's Podcast. Folks, welcome back. I am here. I got to talk about the PGA, the Masters, this weekend. We had a showdown between uh, 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 Bryson DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy. And it turned out to be the Rory McIlroy show, folks. A roller coaster ride for both the golfers. Roy finally won the Masters, finally got the Grand Slam. What is the Grand Slam for all the people out there that do not know golf, do not know anything about the PGA or anything like that? Well, the Grand Slam is to win 4 majors in each individual major. There's the U.S. Open, there's the British Open, the Players Championship, and the Masters. And I didn't put them in order, but this is basically the one that loomed away from Roy. And Roy had a chance in 2014. He won his first major in 2011, the U.S. Open. 2014 became an Open champion. He also won the Players Championship twice, 2012 and 2014, and then 2025 he wins it all. And what's amazing about this is that the roller coaster that he took, but the Grand Slam has only been done by now six golfers, counting Roy. We got Gene Sarazen, who won in 1935. We have Ben Hogan, the great. And I don't know much about Sarazen, but Ben Hogan won in 1953. Gary Player, 1965. Jack Nicklaus does it the year after, completes it all in 1966. Tiger Woods wins it in 2000, and then 25 years later, uh, Roy makes it to be one of the greats now in 2025, winning the Masters. The unique thing, the story that I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit is that uh, Roy was born in '89, and the Masters, this year of the Masters, the 89th year of the Masters. So I don't know if you guys are number people or you guys are people who are suspicious or something like that, but that's basically what I learned today. Uh, Justin Rose, he birdied the 72nd hole just to make it more relevant for him. Roy misses the last putt of the 72nd hole to make it bogey. Hits the ball in the bunker. Had a great approach in the 18th hole, and then he throws the ball or hits the ball in the bunker. But what I want to go through is maybe just go through Roy's round, and we'll go from this point. Roy, which amazes me because I wasn't able to watch the whole tournament. I was at work. Roy double bogeys the first hole. He, in the interview during the jacket exchange between Scheffler and Roy, when he described what happened in the first hole, having a double bogey, he was super nervous about the tournament, and then it seemed to calm him down, which I thought it was very unique to say that because it's something that uh, you don't think that would calm you down by bogeying double bogey a a first hole. And then on the third and fourth hole, he birdies the shots. He breaks even for the round. In the ninth hole, he birdies again. The 10th hole, he birdies. The 11th hole, he then bogeys in the 13th and the 14th. The 11th he bogeys. The 13th he double bogeys, and the 14th he bogeys. 15th he birdies, 17th he birdies, and then the 18th he bogeys. So it was a really roller coaster ride. And I think that on the 13th hole he actually hit the ball in the water to make a double bogey. But I think what we all should say is that this is the second time that Justin Rose has lost in the Masters. He lost it to Sergio Garcia in the playoff, and now he's lost it to a fellow European again, to Rory McIlroy. And you know, I want to take into this idea that Live Golf and PGA and this, you know, this uh, competition, you want to call it, between these two leagues, and they were supposed to combine together. And I just want to say that I'm hoping that they figure this out. I'm hoping that they figure out uh, the PGA Tour and Live Golf and have everyone play, all the top players play in the same league. Now, what I'm concerned about is that it's going to be turning into boxing, where they had different belts for the heavyweight championship. You had the WBC, you have the IBF, and there's another belt along the way. And I mean, I'm concerned that if they don't clear things up a little bit and make it so that everyone is playing in the league, all the top notch players are all together competing for a major, it's much more watchable. And I think that even Scotty Scheffler, not having Duche Chambo, not having uh, um, uh, Patrick Reed, not having any other guys in there in the, in that tournament, puts a lot. It just made it more interesting, made it more challenging. I know that other players in the Live Golf didn't do really so well. So, but I like the idea of these players around the world playing against each other who are top notch players. There's no reason for them not to. It's just not fun. It's not competitive. It takes away from it. And it's just ironic to me to say this out loud. We are no longer in the PGA era of having a American player to be representing a a kind of the PGA American golf. Okay, uh, we have Roy, and at one time we had Tiger Woods, and it should be DeChambeau, it should be Bubba Watson, it should be all those guys. But I mean, Bubba Watson is a little bit too old for this conversation. But it should be Shellhouse. Scotty Scheffler. It should be all those guys, but it's not. It's Roy. And there's nothing wrong with Roy being the PGA representative, of the representation of the PGA. But when I saw all these European players congratulate Rory, it just you could just feel this common brotherhood of these golfers who play on the international stage, and when we play uh, for the President's Cups, and there's another major cup that we play against the Europeans against Americas or the America, and it's just the Ryder Cup, and but what I find out is that there's a division between the U.S. players who are not together because they don't put on the show with DeChambeau and Scotty Scheffler are not in the same league. DeChambeau is not allowed to play in the Ryder Cup or any other major tournament internationally. But well, competitive in America style. I should make that more clear. But I find it interesting how these European players are very much close buddies and friends, and even if they don't agree with each other uh, internationally, when they win it, they're like one big happy family. When I feel that the Americas players are not together, I feel that with DeChambeau, I feel that with Patrick Reed, I feel with that any other Live golfer that joined Live Golf a couple of years ago. I just feel like there's always going to be a division between America, the American players, American fans, America teammates, and that's just kind of sad to see that. So uh, again, congratulations to Rory McIlroy. As most of you guys saw him, uh, the emotions came down on him. It reminded me a lot of Bubba Watson when he started crying. but years ago, I think sometime in 2013 or 15 or something. But I remember when Bubba Watson won, tears in his eyes, and McElroy, he really didn't think that he thought that his time was being passed by. And you know what? It's just kind of, it's a nice thing to see history to be made again. And I said this in my other episode with Alex Ovechkin. He won. Well, he scored 896 goals, passing Wayne Gretzky, and it's kind of unique to see these two things happening. You see uh, Roy do the Grand Slam, and now you get the hockey player doing his thing a couple weeks ago with Alex Ovechkin. So congratulations to the European players again. I mean, what can you say? They're just they're just doing, I mean, a really good job. Scotty Scheffler, we love that you won it twice in a row, and we we appreciate your U.S. representation for the U.S. PGA. Uh, as much as you guys want to know, I will come back sometime about the Detroit Tigers. The NFL draft is coming around the corner. Um, I'd be talking about Detroit's prospects. I probably won't be talking about the prospects so much because I there's so many players, and I'm got to work full time, and I'm just not going to do. I mean, I got to read my book. I got to read my Henry Kissinger diplomacy book. Got to keep reading that. So, and I've got to watch the Tigers. I mean, I'm going to come back, try to do the Detroit Tigers episode. I know Detroit lost to Minnesota Twins uh, on Sunday, April 13th, 4-1, I think. The bats weren't speaking, but that it's just the way it is sometimes for Detroit. Um, but peace, love, and I'm out of here. Please follow me on YouTube, the Chris Dre Podcast Show. You can always find me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can always find me on the Patreon. You can find me anywhere you can listen to my podcast. Uh, I gotta go. I made it short and sweet, not too long, not too short. You know, shorter is better for me because then I don't ramble. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Peace, love, and adios, amigos.